Well, welcome back to the Dad and Son Trading Cards show. We are really getting to be big time.
Yes, we have a total of 3 subscribers.
We're up to 3 subscribers, and because we have 3 subscribers, we want to provide you with more
content.
More
amazing content.
Yes, and our goal this time is to not have our cards waving all over, to be in focus, right?
Yes, I'm sorry about that, guys. I had no idea that I was giving you guys migraines.
Submit a complete video.
Yes, we're not gonna do the half or like a quarter of the video like the soccer cards.
So we're learning as we go. And again, we're just having a great time doing this together. And enjoy opening boxes of cards, and we'll do this when we ever have boxes, and this gives you guys an opportunity, for those of you who are new into the hobby or coming back to the hobby and you're considering buying a box, you at least get to see what's in the box, at least in the boxes that we're opening.
How much do these boxes go for, you think? This box, at least?
Well, I think, on eBay, I think they range. I really got a great deal on this box. Someone had a low shipping cost, and I think all in I was $50. I see them go for, with shipping for $70, unless you're buying them. Chase and I once bought, was it 6 boxes?
Yeah, I think.
Of hoops, I believe.
Yes, it was 6 boxes of hoops.
And we were sub $50 with shipping on each one. So, if you're doing this and you're worried about the cost of the box, maybe it's not something to do, right? If you're doing it because it's fun and you're a huge fan of some of these players, these are the people from my generation.
I have absolutely no idea who's good except for Jordan. I know that he's pretty much the only card that I know that is really good in this box.
Chase, how old were you in 1990?
I think I was around -20.
That's exactly how old you were. You were -20. Yeah. Yep. And so you shouldn't know all these players, although there are some epic YouTube videos of Larry Bird and Michael Jordan.
Yes.
So I thought what we do is focus a little bit. Sorry, I did pause there. I didn't want to sneeze right into the camera.
Yeah.
So these have been open plenty of times on YouTube, and I've watched many of them. But I want to talk a little bit about when you're looking at these cards, maybe the value, and we're learning a little bit more as we go.
We're gonna
We'll put some of the recent sales and averages on the screen for some of these cards, based on we'll say a PSA 10. I'll also talk about maybe some of the things I've learned when it comes to grading these cards before you try to send them in to PSA when they do open back up for bulk, because I don't think there's a card in here that's worth sending in, except in bulk. So like always, we really appreciate
you guys watching.
Yeah, and then Chaser, this is his channel here, and what he wants is for you guys to
subscribe. In the bottom right hand corner, I think there's a little red box. If you click that and then hit the subscribe button, you'll get to see more amazing content from us.
Right, so it sounds like he set that up so you can just click a little deal on the right. I think there's always the stuff on the bottom that says subscribe.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that works if you're on a mobile or you're on a computer.
You click it, and then you click the subscribe button that pops up when you touch it.
Right, and if you think this is helpful, then give him a thumbs up also.
Thumbs up. Maybe comment.
Yeah. We'll respond to your comments, I believe.
Yes. Sadly, nobody has commented yet.
Right. Well,
so why don't you be the first person to comment? And I bet I would be there within 10 milliseconds.
Yeah, he'd be pretty excited if you got a comment. So
yes.
From this point on, we're going to open. I'm going to need my fancy
DeWalt bolt cutter. It's not a bolt cutter, Chase.
DeWalt knife. Cut right through Jordan. Was that bad? Sorry.
Bad? No bad omens.
So what I'm looking for in this is, I would really love some on-center Larry Birds. Of course, Jordan.
How many cards do we have in here?
So in a box, there are 36. What's interesting about this this set. Yeah, 36 packs. This is their inaugural edition. Some of the drawbacks to these cards is it's kind of the edges are really hard to not have flaking. They get hanging chads.
What's it hanging at?
Well, you'll see on these corners of these cards often the corners aren't crisp.
Cards. Wait, so each pack has 15 cards in it.
Yeah.
Wait, 15 times 32?
Times 36, right?
36?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that math.
Yeah, well, don't. We'll just open cards.
What's 15 times 36?
Alexa doesn't want to do it either.
Yep, no.
360 and half of 360, buddy.
360? Too much math.
So
I'm just
gonna open a bunch, and then we'll shuffle through them.
Looks like we got some.
When I am going through and doing this, I'm separating all the Hall of Famers, and then cards that I feel like are close to being on center. And if you're looking for cards to grade, I have a large magnifying glass with a light on it, and that seems to work really well.
If you want, I could go get that while he's opening packs.
Well, I think they'll get that, but
they know what a large magnifying glass is with a light on it.
Right, I hope so.
Hopefully. So I think my favorite thing about these cards is that unlike like the prisms and stuff like that, you don't know if you got a good card until you've gotten through the entire stack because all the edges look exactly the same.
Yeah.
So you actually have to pay attention to the players, and it's not like you're finding a green or an orange. You're finding different players.
Well, I really like the old cards in general, mostly because even though this is called the junk wax era, and I think that especially applies to baseball and basketball, but there aren't all these different types of cards within the set. It's just the set. And so it is just about the player. And I appreciate that more. And if people thought their junk wax era was bad, the amount of printing that's going on right now in the trading card industry, and the amount of money people are spending on these players who are not Hall of Famers or unproven, holy smokes, I hope they can afford it if it falls apart. I still find it fun to open those, but the reality is I don't as often as I like to open these. So the other thing we're going to do today, just for fun, is so I can kind of get Chase up to speed on who the players are. We've got a little fun button. It's an Australian button given to me by an Australian friend of mine. He's going to hit that anytime he thinks that he sees a card that is not only a good player, but it's on center. Okay?
Although the on center might be hard to do because of the fact that I'm not super close to the actual cards.
So I think that we're in a good spot right there, right? Looks like it. Not bad. And you're going to see lots of cardboard dust and stuff like that on the cards, but we'll get started. And for those of you who skipped right forward, you'll see what's happening here shortly. So that's Buck, Alex, John Stockton. That's Borderline. Upside down.
What's up with all the upside down? Why do they make half the cards upside down and right side up? I feel like it's sort of annoying when you're opening up a pack and it's like you get the upside down cards and the right side up cards, especially in the newer cards these days.
Detlef shrimp, barbecued shrimp, grilled shrimp. He's a Blazer for a short period of time.
Any fried shrimp?
Mark Eaton, rest in peace. He just passed away. So you can see on this card right away that the corner, if it focuses, I'm not sure it will. That corner, if I go this way, has a bent edge. I'm seeing that on quite a few in this one so far.
And if you can't tell, don't be ashamed or anything because I can't tell either. Dad has crazy eyes for these cards.
Scotty, but he's OC.
Scotty Pippen. Isn't he a good player?
He's a great player.
Come on.
Michael Jordan's teammate.
Where is our Jordan?
My expectation is, 2 Jordans from this box.
Hopefully.
The what you want though, or not only 2 Jordans, but you want 2 good Jordans. At least a 9.
Let's hope we don't have any like bad error prints in here. We might get a good error print.
Well, in this set, unlike hoops, you don't have like the Menendez brothers or the Jordan wearing the jersey one time.
So there's a little bit less of the. It's harder. Isn't that a good card?
Brad Davis, he was a baller back in the day, but it's not really one that everyone's looking for. Jerome Kersey. So Jerome Kersey and my wife and I had the same gentleman marry us, and we had to go through marriage counseling prior to with him. Al Legg, great guy, and we called Al on our 5th wedding anniversary, and Jerome and his wife to be, were being counseled by Al right at that moment, and so he put Jerome on the phone with us and asked us to give him some advice. Unfortunately, Jerome passed away a few years back, but that's my Jerome Kersey story. Good dude.
If any of you don't know, my mom's dad was actually the doctor for the Blazers for a little while.
For 24 years.
24 years. So
he was the team internist. So Chase grew up going to all the Blazer games and being in the back halls, and
yeah.
He got to sit on the bench and on the floor and do whatever he wanted. And
not whatever I wanted.
And he did. He was little, so he couldn't figure out why all these other kids couldn't go do what he did. He thought, oh, everybody gets to go do that.
And sadly, my papa retired before I really got to experience it.
Yeah.
Why is that card backwards?
It's not.
Yes, it is.
That one you can sleeve.
Oh,
John.
I forgot about those checklists. I never know if a card's good. I'm just waiting for our Jordan,
Right. Bill Laimbeer. Every team needs a Bill Laimbeer. There's not a lot of those guys in the NBA today.
So wait, it's a Bill Laimbeer?
Beer.
Sweet.
Whenever I handle these cards, I try to stay away from the corners completely.
I'm trying to.
Sigma. He was a dreaded Sonic that drove us crazy for years. If you can't tell, we're Blazer fans. That's a little off center. I've gotten to the point where I can, you have a 55-45 split on that front where I can eyeball it pretty well. But then what I do, if you haven't done this, it's a great way. Let me see if it's focusing. A great way to really know where you're at, measurement-wise, is to scan your cards. So put them in a scanner, and then Oregon State Beaver, and then once you've scanned it, put that into PowerPoint, and you can use that measuring tool, and then you can get exact measurements on there, and then from there you can figure out if you're at a 55-45.
We might actually be able to do a short video on that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. The
like a 2-minute long video on it.
So that one's not centered enough. Great player, the Admiral.
Thomas. I'm always so sweet. I'm always so scared that I'm gonna mess up a card somehow.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna squeeze it.
Isn't he good?
Well, no. Unfortunately, as a Blazer fan, so we took him before we took Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was replaced by Jordan?
No, it was just in the draft. So we took him instead of
Why?
Michael Jordan. Well, we're infamous for that.
We're infamous for choosing the wrong person.
Yeah. And then having centers who get hurt. And he got hurt. There's a Larry Bird.
Oh,
so
that's sweet.
That's a decent looking card. There you go, Chaser.
Button. It's a button.
Larry Bird's probably one of my favorite hoopers of all time. That's a good looking card. That's probably right on the border of a 55-45. So that's one I would definitely put in a scanner The back you have a lot more leeway. 70-30, unless they've changed the numbers.
Which,
These things get all this cardboard dust. That part right there is, it's cardboard dust.
Do we have any?
Yep, that's a good
fans
card.
out there?
So sleeve that one up.
I wonder if we have any hockey fans out there. We might be doing a hockey opening.
We're going to open all sorts of random boxes just for people to have some kind of reference when they're considering buying a card. So, one thing that's really powerful when you're opening packs is just asking or talking about the cards you're looking for. So, Chaser, I'm going to leave that up to you.
So I'm pretty sure the only card that I really know that we're looking for is the Jordan that's behind that card. No. Sometimes it works. It works sometimes. Sometimes I've been able to predict.
Well, we can just talk about Jordan.
Jordan.
Or Pippen.
Scottie Pippen's good. Is that?
Larry Bird. Nate
Bird,
McMillan.
Scottie Pippen.
So, I don't know if you ever see Nate McMillan smile. It's not very often. And I was at a wedding for the head trainer for the Blazers, and it was just a small group of us. And it was the coaching staff and the general managers and then the training staff. And so, bottom line is, I'm not going to tell you what joke I told, but I told a joke and I made Nate McMillan laugh. I thought, how about that? I made Nate McMillan laugh. All right. Terry Teagle, Sam Perkins, Oakley, banned from New York for a while.
Wait, why was he banned from New York?
Well, they kicked him out of Madison Square Garden.
What happened?
I don't know. He's a legend there. I don't know.
How'd you get kicked out of a garden? I mean, what are you doing? Rolling through the flowers or something?
Yes, that's exactly what was happening. Moses Malone, way OC. Let's get some Chuck. You don't see a lot of Charles Barkley in here.
Barkley?
Does
he still play today?
Oh gosh, no. Sorry. Do I have a story about everybody? I was like in the Sacramento airport or something, some Northern California airport, and I hear this guy screaming at the Alaska airline. This pack's thicker at the Alaska airline kind of counter as I'm walking by, and I realize it's Charles Barkley, and we had stopped for a moment, and for whatever reason, he leaves the counter and does a beeline straight for me. Not sure why, but as he gets to me, he just says, "This is why you own a private," and then he said, "bleeping jet." All right, thanks for sharing. He was obviously frustrated. Can he actually fit on an Alaska Airlines plane?
I don't know.
Back in the day, that was a little commuter thing. Wasn't real big, but I'm sure he was doing a golf tournament, Okay, we are not halfway through. We're probably a third.
Third-ish.
Once we get through these,
a little bit more than a third, I would say.
This is where we're gonna start getting some cards we want.
We're already 18 minutes in, Dad.
Well, there are a lot of cards here.
Yes. We might do a part 1 and part 2. Do you think we should? Or...
No, there we go. Timmy Hardaway, it's OC. Neek, OC.
What does OC mean?
Off center. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if any.
I'm saying the lingo.
I thought you were saying like something to
Obsessive
do
compulsive.
with the actual player.
Oh,
yeah. Like he's something like the Hall of Fame or something like that. OC, I thought that meant.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a fair assumption that could have been it. No, I think I've just copied other people who said that, Mike McGee. Now, there's a player I do not remember at all. So,
terrible.
Mike, if you're now a huge fan of Chase's channel, I apologize for not knowing who you are.
I have an example of the corner being terrible right now. Look at that corner.
Lower left, yeah. So
Lower left.
some of these are really, with these older cards. I don't know if you can see that or not.
I don't know. It's terrible.
Kenny
corner.
Smith.
It's like folded. It seems like someone took I don't want to say a hammer, but like a tiny, tiny hammer and just whacked the corner a few times. Where's
Michael Holton. He's a State Farm agent here in Portland now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was a Jordan for a second. I'm like, no way.
Terry Cummings, he was a beast.
What's up with all these checklists?
Spud Webb. Well, when I was a kid, you didn't have the internet, so that's how you kept track of your cards, right?
Okay. But I feel like it would be harder to get the checklist than the actual card.
Yeah, I don't know. As a kid, I felt like I got a ton of checklists and no cards, but you're probably right. Because I was always like, oh, another checklist.
I mean, I've probably seen like 10 checklists in all the times I've opened cards, but that's probably not right.
That's our third Sam Bowie.
Is that good? Or is that an idiot?
No, thank you. Sure, he's very nice, but another Larry. How's that Larry look? It's close. It's really close. And nice. The edges look great, right?
I said it would be all right. It should be all right.
Surface. No dimples. That is a good-looking card.
Is that a hard-sleeved card?
No, just a soft sleeve for now.
Is that a Hall of Fame card?
It's very much a Hall of Fame. If you have not watched the Larry Bird YouTube videos or the documentary of him and Magic, it is epic. And I think Magic's having another documentary that's coming out.
Cool.
Am I off, guys?
Trying our best to keep it.
The thing that holds my camera's in the way, so I can't. It's our third Robert Parish. I got a lot of Robert Parish. Doc, back in his playing days, probably had the same voice that he has now. All right, so far.
What does his playing have to do with
There's
his
two
voice?
birds so far, Chaser, that are worth putting up there.
Oh, okay. I'll grab the second one. So we got a Robert Parish, Raph Simpson, Bernard King, Tim Hardaway,
Drazen Petrovic,
Dominic Wilkins, Chris Mullen,
excellent shooter.
Wait, are they
Moses.
Moses. Wait, are they the same? No, that's Muffin. And yeah.
Muffin.
What?
Who's Muffin? Chris Mullins.
Chris Mullen. Yeah.
We are sending him an email and telling him that you called him Chris Muffin.
Robert Parish. There's a Larry Bird. I mean, everybody's a muffin.
Tell me more about that.
I don't know.
So we are currently building a basketball court in our backyard.
Yeah. Maybe when it's done, we could do like a tour.
Oh no, there's a Barkley, and it's
garbage.
Look at that corner. There, you can kind of see it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right on top.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I open it, you pull.
That's a terrible corner.
You're super careful. You don't pull them out until the pack's totally clear.
Oh, the edge there.
Yeah, it's a dog. I have a hard time getting good Barkleys, but harder time getting good birds. So that's, and of course I said it ahead of time that I wanted good birds, and I've got, those are 9s at the very least once I really look at them. Could be a 10. Top to bottom they look okay. The one in the dead center is, I think, really within the limits. The one on the left is really
okay.
All right. First one's Orlando Woolridge. Sorry, my phone was telling me something. I didn't know what it was saying.
Oh no, it might be doing the. Okay.
It's still recording, so.
Terry
Porter. He lives just down the street from us.
Oh, cool. Our last thing that we recorded, it was so annoying because something happened on my dad's phone, and which we're recording on, and
Chase's favorite checklist. Bing, 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 bing.
The video broke into 10 pieces, so we had to stitch together 10 different videos, which was really.
Well, since we don't know what we're doing, it was an issue. Now that we know how to do it,
hopefully
I'm not too worried about it. All right. There's Nate. Nate the Great.
Nate the Great? Who was Nate the Great?
Nate, the story I told earlier. Scotty Brooks in this? Because he's now a coach on the Blazers. Rodney McRae, followed by Derek McKee.
By the way, if you want to see like our setup and what we're doing and how we're doing it, you just comment down below. Maybe hit that like button. Maybe hit subscribe too. And we might do a little tour of how we're filming.
Oh, all right. Kevin Duckworth, one of the nicest dudes in the world. Again, rest in peace. Buck Williams was a catalyst for change for the Blazers, and that's what they need now. They need a Buck Williams. Who's someone who's going to get them to be a little tougher on the edges. I just watched that Malice in the Palace, and Reggie Lewis said, listen, you got to have at least one guy on your team that's a little crazy and the other teams are afraid of. And he was talking about Ron Artest, who changed his name to Meta World Peace. And Ron is definitely, Ron, like we're buddies, really kind of off. But he was a baller, boy. Every time I see a Stan Vincent card, even if it's not in the correct set, I think it has value. Because you're always looking for those in that hoop set.
Boink.
No, that's a miss.
Sam Vincent. I remember, weren't we pulling him earlier?
The X-Man. Yeah, wrong set. Because that's the one that had Jordan. All right, so far, we have 2 cards. Now,
2 real good cards. I mean, we do have all these too. All these over here.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
The reality is these 90 sets, when it comes to commons, the only real value is today is the Jordans when it comes to selling them without grading them. The rest of them you have to grade. So if we assume that one of those 2 Larry Birds was at least a 9, we're getting close to covering our cost. And then
you're saying our cost when you bought this
my
box.
cost, yeah. Chase, I paid for this. He's not really interested in 90s hoops, but
not really.
We're getting him there. That's why he's got a button so he can pay attention.
Button. He didn't.
No. Nice. So we'll see. We got a couple Jordans. We're all right.
I wish I could choose what the button said. You know?
Cliff Robertson. My buddy posted him up in a bar. Cliff did not like that.
What?
Yeah, Eddie Moss. Eddie Moss at some steakhouse. You know, it used to be back in the day, like when you, because there's not a lot to do in Portland for the guys. They would go out to like restaurants and the bar would be open and it'd be kind of a dance club. And Cliff came in, you know, after a game or something, and Eddie had had a few beverages in him, and so he went up and just backed into him and put his hand up in the air like he was saying, "Give me the ball, give me the ball." Cliff sent him flying. Again, rest in peace. All these guys have passed away. This is a Dennis Rodman with Larry Bird. This card has value.
Button?
Boy, that looks...
Button.
What do you think, guys? Cheers, mate.
Cronky!
Just one.
By the way, I have this button memorized.
He does. He could just say it.
I could say it if I wanted to, but every time I press the button... Next thing is going to be fair dinkin', and it's going to be straight, and then it's going to go coo-wee.
AC Green, Beaver.
He's a good pal.
Yep, those are just sleeved. They're not great. One of those, that the Rodman can go up there. I think that one's pretty close to centered.
Okay. Cool. Got 2
Adrian
Larry
Dantley.
Birds, a dozen...
Greatly underappreciated superstar.
Okay. After Dad's done going through those cards, I'm going to show you guys someone. Dad's done with this. And Jordan! No.
Manute Bol, father of Bol.
Does this look like that logo down there? Does that look like to the Dave and Buster's logo to anybody else but me?
Nice call, buddy.
It just looks like...
Do you notice anything about this Dennis Rodman card and this Larry Bird card?
That Larry Bird's on both cards?
Yes, sir.
But you said that earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You said this card has some value because it has Larry Bird on it.
Oh, man. See, I'm like vomiting words. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Vomiting words. That's something that you don't hear every day.
Diarrhea of the mouth. Have you heard that one?
Not really.
People that just keep rambling on.
I've heard farting up a storm, though.
Have you really?
I mean, that's what I've been doing for the past 2 days.
What'd you eat, man?
I had a entire steak for dinner last
You did
night.
have, for tonight, you had steak for dinner.
Yum, yum.
All right. So it's time. It's time for a Jordan.
We're basically halfway through. A little bit more than halfway through, I would say.
Yeah, we will be through this. And if I'm not nailing these cards, I'm sorry. I have to find a better system so I can see the screen.
Yeah.
But this has been just kind of a we're winging it kind of thing here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys love having my thumb right in front of the card?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody loves not being able to see the cards.
I just want to stay away from those corners.
Yeah.
No, that's Ty.
That is Ty.
My 5-year-old's calling me right now from
Which-
upstairs. Nope. It'll go away.
Okay, no earthquake.
Yeah. If you touch the phone, it
I will
shakes
be
like crazy.
right back.
No, we're good.
Okay, whatever.
We're good.
He's still calling though.
It's all right. It'll stop.
No, it won't. Because if he's still... Okay, whatever.
Trying to get to focus. There we go. Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh,
Wait up.
fair dinkum.
Okay, that's good.
Straight. Can I do a coolie?
Go ahead.
Coolie!
All right, let's move these. These are going into the Goodwill collection.
They're not exactly Goodwill, but
So let's look at that card.
it's a sweet card.
So left to right. So we got the upper left hand corner. I don't know if you can see that is bent. It's a bummer.
It's like barely bent.
But it's bent. And then
Oh, bottom left. Bottom left. That's like curved.
all right. So far, upper left hand corner is poor. Left to right is fine, but top to bottom
That's
is not going to make it.
Bummer.
So this is an 8 at best.
Why
8
is
at
he
best.
golfing on the back? That's what it...
And if we look, and then there's a dimple. Who's going to tell him? There's a dimple in the card. So this card, I would not grade. I'll put it up because it's Jordan, but it's a 7. But when they have surface stuff, they really get you. They really get you. So, I'm going to pause this.
And we're off. Okay, so sorry about that. Camera froze.
Camera froze on the Jordan. So the bottom line is we've got the corner takes it down to a 9, the centering takes it down to an 8, the dimple in it takes it down to at least a 7. So it's that's one I'll put on Comp C. It's not one that's gonna take us to the
So how much does that
Promised
go
land.
for? Just normal,
on Comp C. I can't remember. It's a few bucks.
like $100?
No, oh gosh, no, like $5 or something.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's a good looking card. It's just the little tiny things in that are what ruins it.
I mean, that's crazy. $5.
Look at that shine right there. We go. All right, back to business.
So, I mean, how's everybody's day going?
Like we're live.
Like we're live. We should live stream the next one. That's what we should do. But nobody would tune in.
Well, someday as you
I mean,
increase the people.
subscribe. Maybe. Try and subscribe. I'm promoting myself too much, I guess.
Is there such a thing?
Is there such a thing? I mean...
Kiki Vandeweghe was my favorite player. I used to, for the when I was a kid, basketball games were barely televised. So you spent most of your time listening to the radio to catch games. And I would be in my room. It would be past my bedtime. The Blazers would be on. I'd have a flashlight under the sheets, and I would keep the stats for the team. And Kiki was regularly scoring 30 back in the day.
Cool. Me not
David
knowing
Robinson.
anything about that, just like
That's a decent looking card. Top to bottom might be an issue, but that one can go up on
we get it.
the stands of glory.
Hall of Fame. Do you know what would be
Admiral.
cool? If I figured out how to do the echo effect right there, so it would echo and go.
So David Robinson, Chase.
Yeah.
You know what college he went to?
OSU.
Well, that's a great guess. Yeah, the Navy.
Yes, that is a good.
And so,
call.
but he's 7 foot tall, and I think he was like submarines. He couldn't get on a boat. Was the bottom line? He's too tall. They, of course, because he was an amazing hooper, let him out of his service, and let him go play basketball.
Cool. Pretty sick.
The mailman, Carl Malone.
Mailman. I'm the snail with the mail.
That guy doesn't get enough credit. Jim Paxton, former Blazer, and a general manager.
I really need to learn the snail with the mail.
We ran your pop up, and I ran into Jim Paxton. I can't remember where. Like we were out, and Jim went out of his way to go talk to him. Michael Thompson, his son, Clay, played Little League baseball for Lake Oswego Little League, which is going to the World Series, and plays on the 18th in Williamsport.
My best friend almost actually got to go.
Well, he's an all-star with the same group, but he's 11. It's 12 and 13-year-olds that they take. So
sadly,
yeah,
he wasn't allowed to go.
Hakeem the Dream, off center.
Hakeem. Isn't it spelled with the O in the other thing?
So in his original cards, they had
Hakeem.
oh yeah, they put an H on it or something. They spelled his name differently.
It was spelled with the O, and a.
No, they put an H on. They misspelled his name.
Yes, they somehow misspelled his name. That's the point.
All right.
Those are not mine.
Sorry, earthquake. So we've got our one Jordan. There should be one more.
Hopefully, crossing our fingers.
Sometimes there's a bunch more. These versus this is isn't this series 1 versus series 2. I can't remember, but
yeah, I think this is series 1.
all the other ones have a lot more Jordans in them.
I like the series 2. I think it's not the SkyBox, whatever the other one is.
Yeah, I could be honest. I put this little bit on this and thought I wasn't going to get it, and then it showed up in the mail. So it is what it is. Happy to open them. We've got at least one good bird. It looks like one good Rodman. Top to bottom might be a little bit off on that. David Robinson looks pretty good.
So
It's been a long time since I've opened the other series, and so I can't remember what's in there, but I've opened plenty. That is for sure. And if you ask me, who would I rather watch in a basketball game of all these guys? Jordan or Bird? Robinson? Rodman? It's Bird. He, of course, just tore us up, but... All right, here we go. Tom Garrick. Good old Tom Garrick. No idea who he was. Orlando Woolridge, Wilkins, Porter. Horace Grant. His brother Harvey played for the Blazers. Got a story about him, but I can't tell it.
why not?
Oh, because it's it's not even just because you're here. It's just
YouTube.
Yeah, it's not anything that should be public.
Yeah, makes sense.
Chuck, because we're friends from an airport. He says, "Call me Chuck." That looks pretty darn good. All right, so let's look at upper left-hand corner's off. It's got the tiniest,
Come on, man.
tiniest little dent to it.
Come on,
Centering
man.
looks good. And surface, so you use that light. This edge is a little shaky, so that's a 9 at best.
You wanna go in the Hall of Fame though?
Chuck can go up there for a 9, but just have our 9s and 7s can all disappear if we find any more 10s. I feel like we have possibly 2 10s up there.
Let's hope. Let's cross our fingers. And if you can, why don't you try and cross your toes?
Can you cross your toes?
I don't know. I might be able to cross my
I kind of
toes.
think I might be able to. I know I can, my big toe.
I know I can cross both my legs behind my head.
I know whoever's listening is going, please stop talking about your toes.
Yeah.
St. Vincent. Nope. Almost gotcha. You almost hit the button, didn't you?
I want to smack that button. I just wanted, for like the entire video, just constantly be
Hastings.
pressing the button, you know?
Yes. You've done good. All right, so this is the time where I'm going to wipe all of the cardboard shavings off of here.
Yeah.
Because they get all over the cards.
Which is
I feel like, if I had a fan running, that would be the most appropriate way to do this.
in the sweet time. I don't know what Dad has a stack. Next time he starts opening, I'll show you what we have so far.
Mark Eaton. They found Mark Eaton like underneath a car, working as a mechanic, and brought him into the NBA to play basketball. He's 7 foot a million and blocked 9 million shots.
Okay, so wait, why did they like?
So in his NBA career, he averaged 4 blocks a game. That's insane.
Okay.
It's insane.
Okay.
If there's someone who's younger watching this, you should know who Mark Eaton is. Because his game was not really multifaceted. He wasn't, but he wasn't horrible. Boy, was he a big dude.
Okay, so the best question is,
Yeah.
since he does a lot of eating, how much does he eat?
Right. Well, again, another guy who just passed away. Mark Jackson, if it was the 1990 hoops, I would have a picture of the Menendez brothers. All right, Scottie Pippen, off center.
Bummer. Do you know what I wish I
Ellis,
could-
deadly shooter.
Do you know what would be cool? If you could still do polls. YouTube disabled the ability to do polls
Number 4, Sam Bowie.
anymore, which was annoying, you know?
Did they?
You're not able to do polls.
All right.
Just like,
Ralph Sampson, part of the Twin Towers.
what do you mean?
Holy cow, 3 Larry Birds in one. I never pull 3 Larry Birds.
She'll be right. G'day, mate.
Bye, you did!
All right. Going crazy. We got a little. I'm gonna probably get that off, hopefully. That looks great. No, you do it.
Okay.
Watch out, because one thing when you're sleeving this card, this series of cards, you can easily just take a chip right out of the card. So you have to be incredibly careful when you sleeve. And Chase is a pretty darn good sleever. I have definitely damaged cards, and especially when you're putting them in the other sleeves too. When you
Hard sleeves.
after a penny sleeve.
Especially if it's very, like, wiggly, the card is. I guess you could.
Yeah.
Or should I put the guy?
Just put them there.
Wait, let's put the Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
Why not?
yes, got it.
Makes a good shot. And Dad, you could do, like, never mind.
What's that?
I was thinking we do, like, the, I forgot what it's called, the title, not the title, but the image that you put on the front. We could do the 3 Larry Birds, but we're gonna do the picture of the SkyBox.
Yes,
Instead.
right, yeah. You're in charge of all that.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm gonna show you guys what we got so far. I'll just try my very best to, and hopefully not give you guys a seizure.
Did you say a seizure?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh, when you bounce it around like you do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got. I think I'm just gonna say it out loud. We got a Ralph Simpson, a
Samson.
Scottie Pippen, Scottie. Sorry.
I have a story about Scottie Pippen
Akeem
that I cannot tell also.
Jack
Sigma.
Sigma.
He's Sigma.
David Robinson. Ronald Blackman. Carl Malone.
Orlando Blackman. Carl the Mailman Malone. Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
Adrian Dantley.
Oh, that hurt. I
Yeah.
just tweaked my neck.
All right, so we'll go back to opening, and then you can do
Okay.
that later.
You guys don't need to hear what we got.
And the nice thing about this box, you're going to kind of get the same thing no matter what, right? And it's just, you might get one more of a player than you normally get or something like that. So you know what you're getting when you get a whole box. Very rarely on a star player. All right, here we go. I think what it is my phone can only do 15-minute or
No,
13-minute videos.
30. It did a 30 video.
Yeah,
Not long video.
I'm not sure what's going on, but
It might max out like 35 minutes or something. So, you've been watching this for around 41 minutes.
No,
Why
I
don't
don't
you
think
just...
so.
If you've watched the entire thing, you've been watching it for 41 minutes, about. So...
There's our first magic. Holy
Ooh,
cow.
sweet.
I didn't even realize that.
Cheers, mate.
Unfortunately, way OC.
Oh, I'm cranky. I'm so cranky about that. Cranky.
Robert Reed. Carl the Mailman off center Malone.
Look at that face. Just
Magic.
the mouth.
Magic. Top 5 player of all time.
Oh,
At least top
his
6.
face is just like, yeah! Excited. Why was Carl the Malone called the mailman?
I do not know. But what I do remember about Karl Malone is that it took him 6 hours, like Anthony Kempo, to shoot a free throw. And he would say the stuff to himself, and he's never admitted what he says at the free throw line.
Okay, so wait, who was that guy? I remember we watched a game not that long ago where the crowd would always count down.
That's the Greek freak. That's Anthony Kempo. Frank Rakowski. I don't know what he has to do with the Blazers, but he was always in the back halls. Some kind of player rep or something for the NBA, I think. And I think he lives here.
Isn't the Greek freak different than the alphabet? Or
No, same person.
Okay. I always get confused between the...
Dennis Rodman, but this one is off center.
Oh, I almost just...
Dan Margeral. Dan Marley.
Dennis Rodman.
He's a gamer.
Oh no, it hurt me. No, I didn't. Wait, isn't this...
Well, let's get it.
How centered is he? Dennis Rodman.
He's off.
But I mean,
Don't
not
you
that
think?
off.
It's off, though.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
This one's really close, but I bet you it's about a 57-43 or something.
What? How do you
Sometimes
say-
I watch these videos and people are baffled that they didn't get a 10, and you can see that just by looking, eyeballing it, you can see how far off it is.
My guess is it's for the content. The more they go, whoa, whoa.
It's true. We should get more fired up about what we see, but
The problem is we're always doing these videos like later in the day after we've done all our stuff, everything. So we're like, oh, okay, go film a video.
yeah, maybe that's it.
And I mean, after opening so many
there we go.
boxes, it's hard to get
An
super
off
excited.
center Sean Kemp.
I mean, after so many boxes that you open,
So that card would have some value. Yeah.
you don't get so excited because of I mean, you can only get so many big hits before that big hit isn't as big anymore.
Yeah, well, and I think, with this box, we know what's coming, It's not, although if we only have one Jordan that we open, that's pretty much a bummer, which could happen.
But I mean, we
Clyde
got
Blythe.
3 Larry Birds.
Yeah, and I think one of those is good.
My favorite.
I mean, we've had boxes where we've opened and had just bunches of just perfectly on-centered players.
That's why you never buy a case. Never buy a case.
I agree with that theory, right? Because if they're way off center, then the whole case is off center, right?
But also you could get lucky and they could all be perfect, and that's why I think people buy cases. But
Yeah.
there's more likely that it's not going to be on center, or at least that's what I think.
Yeah. I don't argue with
So
you.
why is this? Is this like an announcer?
No, that's a rookie.
Okay, is that why he's so?
Who knows why? He's the only guy in a suit in this whole set. John Sally was a great
He's the only guy
on-air
not
personality.
playing in this whole set.
This guy here, Chase,
Yeah.
became the mayor of Sacramento. Kevin Johnson did.
No worries.
So, Gerald Henderson. There was a while where there was a big long gap where I kind of stopped watching. I was working a lot, and the Jailblazer era, I got a little turned off from basketball, and
What
I just
happened?
kind of stopped. It was called the Jailblazer era.
Why?
It was just when the players were always getting in trouble, and they just had kind of bad personalities.
Why?
You have to ask them. So anyway, fast forward, and now we're part of the Blazer family, and the Blazers signed Gerald Henderson, and I'm like, thinking to myself, not remembering exactly when Gerald Henderson played, holy cow, this guy's been in the NBA for like 25 years. You know, I could not, I'm like, and he was never, you know, a superstar. What the heck? Well, it was his son, Gerald Henderson, that was playing for the Blazers. It took me a while to figure out that it wasn't this Gerald Henderson from 1990, but I knew, and I liked, that guy was a gamer, man. He really hustled hard.
Which one?
The young one. The
So wait,
second.
was he Gerald Henderson the second, or was?
Well, that's
he
sort of thing. I don't remember a second after. It was just Gerald Henderson.
So is there literally two Gerald Hendersons?
Hendersons.
I can't pronounce words. Words are not my specialty right now.
It's really late. It's like 7.
It is. I think it's like, Alexa, what time is it?
Alexa's not in. 7:44.
I mean, I'm too reliant on like machines these days. I can't even tell my own time, you know?
There's no clock.
Well, I mean, there is literally no clock in this room.
No.
And my dad...
Well, actually, there is right there, and it's accurate.
Oh, it is?
Your mom.
I did not know that clock was there. In my
Yeah,
defense.
super funny.
Or it might be there's 2 times that clock could be accurate, and this might surprisingly be one of them.
That definitely could be it.
Imagine that actually was it.
So in this set, and I'll look through and we do the video as we become better and better at editing these videos.
Yeah.
I'll look through and kind of identify the values of guys that I can, assuming they're PSA 10s, right? So odds are they're not PSA 10s, but we'll assume that. And so you've got Jordan, Bird, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars' card is done okay, Dennis Rodman, and identify those for you so you know kind of who's standing out. You know, John Stockton, I think his card value, somebody got a decent price for it recently. Doesn't mean you're going to get that value, but at least it gives you an idea whether or not you want to consider grading it. You know, really you should do this and you know, these Hall of Famers, they've already established themselves. So you're not really taking a massive risk. I mean, I think the value of the hobby market is a little bit insane, and you know, these new players who are not really established that have their one-of-one cards may not be worth what these guys are in the long run. So,
But I mean, those 101 cards, they're cool.
they are cool.
It's cool to have the only card. It's like, oh my, nobody else has this.
True. So if you do not know the Eddie Johnson story, you should look up the Eddie Johnson story. So there were 2 Eddie Johnsons who played in the NBA, and one was a criminal and one wasn't. And I believe this is the Eddie Johnson who was not in trouble. And so, but he was misidentified. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. He was misidentified as the other Eddie Johnson. So it's a great story. Not for him, but just interesting. Check it out.
Everything turned out okay?
There's Chris Muffin.
Chris Muffin? Muffin! I'm gonna start calling him Chris Muffin, but like not remembering the joke and just thinking his name is Chris
Muffin. Unique. So, you know, I sleeve every Hall of Famer, and then they just get locked away. And when I got back into the hobby, I had roughly 50,000 cards, and not all 50,000 were ultimately Hall of Famers, and so I kind of learned to whittle it down and save some space in my house and keep the guys
there
who
were
were
like
just
20 boxes of just flat out.
who were epic. Michael State Farm Malone or Holton.
State Farm?
He also there's the
State
microwave.
Fart Repair, State Fart Pull Race.
What are you saying?
You know how it's Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace?
I believe you.
It's State Fart Repair, Safe. I can't words.
You can't words.
I can't words.
You are tired.
Yes, I've been trying to
Harper
tell
was a
you
good
that for the past 10 days.
Chuck Person.
Chuck a person?
Chuck's a person. It says so right here. He
Chuck's a person?
in that what did I say? Something with the Malice at the Palace. There was a guy in a suit holding back Meta World Peace, aka I've already forgotten his name, but a big old kind of heavy dude. And it took me a while to figure out it was Chuck Person, who had retired and was on the bench. Boy, was he thick. Probably the only guy who could hold him down, hold him back. Come on, we need to. We're yapping and yammering, and we're not focused on the.
Come on.
On the money. We need
Jordan.
Magic Johnson, and we need
Jordan.
DJ,
No Jordan.
another guy who passed too soon.
10th card down.
All right, Chaser's calling 10th card down. The Michael Jordan. Here we go. Is that in focus? Well, close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
11th.
7, 8. Don't change it. 9. Marcellinus. All right. Let's go. Something.
Nope.
As they say.
Absolutely nothing.
Isaiah off center. Jeff Sanders.
Was that 15?
I don't know.
I think that was 15.
Jeff Sanders is not one we keep. Alex English played in a movie. It was called Amazing Grace and Chuck, and I loved that movie. It was about taking down all the nuclear weapons and doing it by kids not speaking anymore. So fun old
Wait,
like 80s
what
movie.
movie?
Yeah, Amazing Grace and Chuck. He was Amazing Grace. The kid was Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he would shoot threes, and anyway, just he ends up passing away and
In the movie?
in the movie. Yeah.
I'm like, is he still alive today? Or dead?
I think so. I actually don't know. I would assume so.
John Stockington.
Stockton,
He's a stalker.
all-time leader in steals. I mean, in assists. Sorry. Charles Jones, David Robinson. That is.
David Rodman.
Did I say on center? OC is off center. Did I say on center earlier? I may have.
No, you said off center, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, this one is on center. That's a good one.
Wait.
Right. That card right there.
Wait, Dad, is this a good card or a bad card?
It's a good card.
Okay.
It's just not a. It's not a centered card. This card looks pretty good. Got a little bit on the edge that might be able to be overlooked. It's just a hanging Chad.
Jingle bells.
And top to bottom is close. So that one will be close. You can put that one up there just on top of the other David Robinson.
Everybody knows it's Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Wow, we're going to get one Jordan out of here.
No, we
And it's
are
not a good
not
one.
because we're going to get one right now. Yay.
Brad Davis.
Don't you love my terribly off-key singing?
Mercy, mercy. Jerome Kersey.
Isn't Jerome also a YouTuber? Don't we
It's
drop
the guy
him?
that you follow.
Or I don't follow him.
Will, Chicken, Purdue,
I just
Purvis, Short. Scott. I asked Scott Brooks. The last card we do is Scott Brooks. He's now on the bench as a coach for the Blazers
yes.
under Chauncey Billups. Yep, he's the assistant head coach. All right.
Do
Well-
a quick card review and then we'll be done.
Yeah, I mean, let's just analyze this box, right? So we ended up with, I would say, 2 real candidates, maybe 3 to submit to PSA. Depending on what's going on with the market, those cards are worth, $100 to $150, maybe less. But you only need one of those to go for $100 plus your cost of grading, right? So your net 80 minus your commissions. So you're really close to breaking even with one card, and then you've got the rest to keep in your personal connection, personal
Collection. It's not a connection.
Yeah, I'm punchy. It's too much talking.
It's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
And you're talking and you're like scraping for words, sort of, every once in a while.
Scraping.
Scraping for words.
Yeah. Well, this has been the 1990 original SkyBox, and I believe it's Series 1. I'll put it in the title, and then Chase will do all his editing, and
Yeah.
then we hope you appreciated watching this.
Okay, if we get 2 likes on this video, I want 2 likes, and we'll get this.
Yeah.
2 likes.
We will
for that
open this
hockey
at some
box.
point. This is not super exciting because,
No, it's like 20 cards or so.
well, it's actually a bunch of cards, but they're
Not in packs.
they're not random, right? It's just a high series.
Okay, but
This is a little cheapy set you can get. I forget like if Yager's in here, whoever it is, but yeah, we'll get those open just so people can see what it's like to open one.
might stream it. Why don't we?
Sure.
Try our best to.
It's your channel, man. We'll do whatever you want. You're in charge.
Got
Chase,
3
anything else you want to say
Larry
before we
Birds.
skedaddle?
Go to my channel. Check out my other videos, please. I would really enjoy it. And please subscribe. I only have 3, and I need 1,000 by...
Jason wants 1,000 subscribers.
Subscribers.
So if you could subscribe for him, that would be awesome. We'd appreciate it. And more often than not, as we do this will really be a lot more Chase than me.
Yes.
I think him shuffling through the 1990s hoops wasn't probably the best use of his skill set, but we'll have some other ones in the future that he can keep you entertained, and his level of enthusiasm is 10x mine, that's for sure. So, you know, I'm Dad, he's Chase, and thanks a bunch.